I'm happy to be here with all of you. I'm glad that nowadays your institute is supporting students with sharing information, inspiring maybe some of you with new information you get from the expert. So let's start. I will share my screen. Okay. So let's talk about the store of the future. It's an interesting theme because nowadays maybe we rearrange our understanding. What does it mean future? What does it mean the physical retail in period 1-2 years? So that's why I would like to talk about that. A little information about me. Last 15 years, I'm focused on developing and designing the contemporary retail formats concept for the retail leader in Russia as Modis, Centro, Austin, Funday, Svyaznoy, and the last concept I developed the previous year was Leroy Merlin Zil, the store of the future. So let me share with you my experience. And today I will talk a little about what does it mean PHYGITAL store. The PHYGITAL store is the most contemporary retail format in 21st century. How online and offline, sorry, I should to switch off. Okay. How the online and offline are merging, and what kind of technologies we are used to for that. And we plan to talk about last 5 years trends in consumer behavior in retail, but nowadays the actual information can go only with the current year. So that's why we will talk about emerging trends of this and the next year, and how physical retail react to last occasions and global changes of customer behavior and economics. So what is the PHYGITAL store? The digital era has created greater challenges for brick and mortar retail. As a result of digitization, customer expectations have changed and increased profoundly in other industries as well. However, the retail sector has been particularly affected. Ironically, retailers are now also starting to face competition in their own backyard. Some online traders are recognizing the pluses of physical retail and opening physical stores. But everyone is asking the same question. If almost every product that is available worldwide can be found and compared online within the second, then what the reason left for us, for customers, which make physical retail a convincing option when you decided to go shopping? Three main aspects of the contemporary store in 21st century. They are physical level, digital, and human level. Successful retailers have come up with several very good answers to the vitally important questions. They create places where customers can explore the brand, enjoy themselves, and experience something new. Why? Because customers are looking for a reason to visit a store. And you as a retail brand can give your customers three types of experience: physical, digital, and human. Let's explore what they are exactly. I will show you 100% each level demonstration. I will show you pure physical, pure digital, and pure human store experience. So first, customers need physical experience. It's not enough for your goods on display to be changed each season in fashion retail, for example. As a retailer, you are facing new challenges. Do you have customer? Do your customer enjoy visiting your store? What experience you can offer them that your competitors or online providers in particular do not? One of the paths is offer opportunity to physically see your brand, touch your brand, and maybe even hear your brand, smell your brand, and taste your brand. This strategy called taste it before, try it before you buy it. This strategy really looks successful. Let's look how you can test and play at Nike store at the Fifth Avenue at New York. As you understand, there is opportunity for the customers to put the new shoes on and try how good fit them on you personally. I forget the name of this pop singer. It's famous one. Yeah, he tried. And I would like just to share with you who in charge in companies for such physical experience. So all kind of neurosciences, especially neuromarketing, maybe you've heard of that, are responsible for the providing a physical experience in the store. Visual merchandising, architecture, design, and POS system as decoration, navigation, and promo activities. How do you think? What is it? 100% of digital experience in store. The example on the video is still very random among retailers. 100% pure digital retail formats still look like temporary gamification. It seems that majority of retailers are still holding back instead of utilizing the advantages in store technologies are now to be one or even better several steps ahead of their competitors. Please meet Niska, Australian ice cream robotic cafe, developed by the Russian couple. As you can know, as you can notice that there is a bit human injection in this concept store. The robots in this technology system shouldn't have faces according to the technologies, but they have. I suppose this is because humans, we people still are afraid of robots. More than 60% in Russia of Russian customers say that they're afraid of robots. So that's why you can feel a small human touch even in this robotics cafe. So what's the structure responsible for the digital experience building within the company? It's IT technologies departments, IT security, product teams who are responsible for digital channels development as a desktop, adaptive version of site, different mobile apps teams. And in the closest future, I'm sure we will get new product teams as a social e-commerce and voice e-commerce. What does it mean to be human for retail format for 100%? What to be kind for the store? In these days, many people suffer from loneliness or social isolation. In Great Britain, there has been even Ministry of Loneliness since 2018. Can you imagine? Whole organization responsible for making people more happy and less lonely. Young people in particular earn to belong in another community. This provides a great opportunity for retail business because stores can become a part of community, not just place that displays and sells product. Add some equity, sustainability, and please meet the Revere Co-op grocery from Mississippi. when I was looking for the example of human story concept, I found out several co-op concepts, and some of them are managed by churches, or some of them managed by government organization, but mostly it's a cooperative organization. Just can imagine uh, you enter to the store your own for the small part, and I should add that mostly such co-op formats, they are non-profitable organization. They are made of to give jobs to the community, to support community with good type of products, and to decrease their spendings for food. But for me, it's an extremely kind concept of the future. So who is in charge for the human aspects in your organization? It's HR, especially in team profiling field. Online learning seeks researcher. It's a new profession. People who are responsible for the contact with the clients, making some interviews and getting insight from the client how to develop your concept, your product, your services, and of course CRM and loyalty system. So what the PHYGITAL store is, from my point of view, it's uh, just it's like a pie, you know, like a pie with a three type of feelings: physical, human, and digital. Imagine contemporary store, uh, so pie with equal shares of physical, digital, and human feelings, and we called it nowadays PHYGITAL store. But you might be understand that combination and the special receipt of the successful store format or store concept in this PHYGITAL pie could have different size of feelings. Um, who is in charge in general for this product? Such new profession we have now as a product leader, the person who is responsible for the money, as for the creating product as a whole thing, project manager who is responsible for timing, agile coach. It's not psychologist, but somebody who is responsible for the team mental health and their positive interaction in team in global. IT architect in IT infrastructure managers. So actually, might be you've heard about omni-channel retail. So uh, in stores, it appears like PHYGITAL stores. You should understand that last maybe 10 years, all giants, all retail giants, from one side, typical brick and mortar retailer, from other sides, e-commerce pure player as Amazon or Alibaba, they're trying to find out this final end of PHYGITAL stores of omni-channel retail, but they're still exploring this new format, because I can't say that anybody find out the happy end. But let me show you one of the best example in the world, which is a result of cooperation two biggest company in the world, Starbucks and Alibaba. It's a Starbucks in Starbucks roastery in Shanghai. It's a real. I would like you to focus on three aspects now. Try to find out what the physical experience it can give the customer, what the digital technologies are used to, and what the human aspects you can find out here as 100 of barista with a special team profiling. So let me just quickly to make review of the most important IT trends in retail, which can be used in such type of projects in making contemporary retail format. Some of IT technologies you can see on this slide acquired a new meaning this day. Until the corona crisis, even the big retail chains hardly were planned focus seriously on such services as a click and collect, pay and go, take and go, and others, or any other innovative IT technologies. Omnichannel experience is still a journey, not destination, and most retailers are not good at it. But at the moment of crisis, omnichannel retailers who started digital transformation of their businesses several years before are winning now. Walmart, traditional offline choice for shopping, becomes the most popular choice for among new online grocery shoppers. Can you imagine 58% of new online grocery shoppers choose Walmart as a place for online shopping, not Amazon, because their favorite place for making shopping is a Walmart, and only 14% of new online shoppers choose Amazon. Brand and habits still matters, and even has a louder sound in period of uncertainty. I hope that you will get my presentation. You shouldn't write down now quickly. I will give you that presentation. And this place should my overview of last 5 years trends, but now even trend 1 week ago, relevance trend is false. Let's go through the emerging macro trend in economics and human behavior, which will make the biggest effect on retail and our life in general next 2 years. Despite of seriousness of the corona crisis, there are still much more problematic trends on Earth, which will have much bigger impact on our planet, population, and on our lives. You can see them on our slide. Aging population, climate change adaptability, climate gentrification, increasing automation trend, resources are dwindling. Two trends connect to China power shifting, and China continues to lead in artificial intelligence. By the way, China several years is a leader by number of patents in artificial intelligence, and the Chinese government sponsoring the artificial intelligence startups. I would like to focus on two macro trends of that: the end of war and the great economic divide. The end of more macro trend means that now we can see low impact consumerism become mainstream, and interest in sustainable process and product rises. Attention will shift to reducing the amount of new raw materials being introduced into the supply chain. With global materials resource use expected to more than double by 2050, and high-income countries currently consume 10 times more per person than low-income countries. We will need the equivalent of 1.7 Earths to maintain our current levels of consumption. Can you imagine to support of our current level of consumption in 30 years later, we will need another Earth, another planet to consume, to live. For me, it looks quite scary. And the important next macro trend is the great economic dividing. We should to say that maybe human population now succeed with dividing inequity in income between nations, but the dividing in income within the nation now is become wider. There will be increasing polarization around income, with spending power among the middle class, the developed economies continuing to weaken. Income inequality is growing, and the gap between the wealthiest and the poorest widening. In the developed regions such as USA, United Kingdom, Western Union, Japan, and urban China, middle income groups under pressure. Aging populations and increasing automation will continue to restrict spending power and limit confidence. In many parts of the world, the population is living together at longer at the same time. We can face with a falling birth rate. This scenario is starting to cause intergenerational friction, as younger people are faced with picking up the increased tax bill for the cost of long-term elderly care. It means that the previous crisis, 28, European youth was at greater risk of falling into poverty than the elderly. On the slide, you can see the picture from Wikipedia that shows two places in different economic world, and the high class, and these two places are located close to each other in Los Angeles, a couple of miles from each other. So coronavirus is said to drive significant evolution in consumer beliefs and attitude. These shifts accelerate a number of strategic shifts, creating a new spending landscape. What we will face in this year when we will open door of our homes and come out. Anxiety has become a key cultural and generational concern, with fear now becoming the emergent emotional state. Current events are accelerating this mindset shift, with consumer fear and consumers will not only be fearful for the wellness front, they are worrying about their health, of course, but concern around finances will also come to the fore in the middle of the financial uncertainty that had emerged as business are forced to shutter or slow down operation. Businesses should work to create in-store and marketing strategies that enhance a sense of security, well-being, and promote calm. The next psychological consumer trend is that people start move into a state of survival mode. This means transparency will become a key. Nielsen find out that 49% of consumers will be willing to pay a premium for products with high quality assurance and variable safety standards. In China and Vietnam, these customers even achieve even 65 and 61%. They are willing highly to spend a premium for security. They will be concerned about price as well as seeking products that reflect their personal values while also creating a sense of stability. Privacy and autonomy trends. We as consumers now have to balance desires between privacy and autonomy with government pushes for increased transparency and control. while acting for the greater good, these programs might explicit the degree to which citizens' behavior can be controlled through their smartphones. Businesses will need to explore new business models that move beyond trading a person's data for services, reconsider the value equations that will make the customer see the value in sharing information for collective good. Interesting trend showing up in times of crisis. Now we look how our love brands to show up for them and act as a pillar of stability through this crisis and beyond. Beyond strategies that emphasize product safety and attributes and ensuring the availability of needed products like hand sanitizers and soap, brands should look to spaces where they can automatically step up for consumers and employees. On the slide, you can see the Starbucks coffee mugs. They are prepared automatically by special staff, and they have printed with positive messages like hanging there to inspire customers. I would like shortly to show how brands use these showing up trends in their activities. So they are offering free items and services. They're donating funds to the community. They're using facilities to produce medical supplies. They're creating safe shopping options. Finally, they make inspiring campaigns and sharing with resource. So how we can build this store of the future in period of uncertainty? Through this, describe 3 levels: physical, digital, and human. In previous time, we as retailers always decide such task of our clients as how to inspire clients, how to select the client, how to help our clients to select merchants, and how to orient. But now we should to develop the first main task, how to make our clients feel secure. But we understand that nowadays these 3 physical, digital, and human levels have been a bit reconsidered. So digital level will get not leading but much more significant role in retail, future retail. Physical experience, long period will face with the customer behavior changes and should be ready to propose impressive but contactless experience. For example, Lenta will start from the next Monday the project contactless Lenta store. Role of human level will be increased and community will become central to shopping and might be the only reason to come into the physical space, into the physical store. But how to make a right choice for the future store combination? We are managing by limited resources and you should to focus on the heart of your brand. And this is positioning. Who is your brand? What's your authenticity? How can you gain a consumer trust? What will allow you to build community of loyal people around it? This is the first question you should to answer before starting the exploration, not only future store, but future of your company at all. Thank you. So that's all. If you have any questions, please contact me through Facebook, for example. Maria?
Thank you very much, Elena. I've got questions here from the students. Currently, we are seeing the dramatic growth in the food delivery segment from major retailers, Пятерочка, Перекресток, Lenta, OK, and others. Will the growth in the food delivery segment affect offline sales at the end of the self-isolation period? And in which way? I will ask to answer shortly because we are out of time completely, sorry.
Okay.
And I've got more questions. Thank you.
Okay, as I said before, that we already see how the brand power of Walmart impact on their online sales. Now they have very significant increase in online sales, sure. For example, 1 month ago, expert made forecast of online shopping for grocery only 5% in big cities, only with such big cities as Moscow, London, because food online, it was not typical consumer behavior. But nowadays we can see that maybe some new online shoppers of grocery, which start online shopping for the first time, will not back to the store, and maybe quite long periods they will be afraid visiting store. So I suppose it could change their online share sales until 10% maybe. But anyway, you should understand that food online shopping is not typical for people, because buying food is a very physical experience, because you smell it, you choose it, anyway you will be back. But some of people who maybe have such level of insecurity will stay online shoppers in grocery.
Okay, thank you. I've got a couple of more questions. Do you think automated stores like Amazon Go that use computer vision, sensor fusion, and deep machine learning will change the way we shop?
A month ago, a month ago, I had some doubts that some kind of some shops without people, cafe without people, restaurants without people will be succeed. But nowadays, sure, something will change in our minds, especially even more than Corona crisis. There is one very interesting fact that such kind of technology, take and go, pick and go, the big stop factor was extremely high money you should to spend for programming. And even big companies as Leroy Merlin, as XIII Retails, such kind of investment were not highly recommended within the company. But nowadays there is one fact: Amazon started sell their IT decisions. They sell ready IT decisions for any time of go. So that's why, from my point of view, it will give some impact, pushing impact to the growing such type of services for the clients. Just imagine, like everybody of us has Microsoft on our computer, just having license. We shouldn't to create Microsoft Word ourselves. So the same will happen with retail. We just will buy license for this IT infrastructure, IT appliances.
And the last question, is it possible nowadays to use the VR technology in retail?
Yeah, sure, but it's very interesting that VR trend last 10 years is still on top. For example, Macy's has whole assortment in VR for Chinese consumers. But anytime when you are thinking about use VR or AR or augmented reality or virtual reality, you should to think what kind of how to say customer journey path, what you how to say, what you are going to make better, what you want to improve, how you will gain your money for spending money for VR. For example, you should understand that VR, for example, VR collection of the kitchen in Leroy Merlin cost $1 million rubles only for making content. The most expensive part in VR implementation is the content. Is still a very expensive technology, and I suppose when artificial intelligence will successfully generate VR content, it will help to increase the role of VR in general. But nowadays, the production of VR content is quite expensive, so we should to connect VR with artificial intelligence and decrease the cost of VR content production.
Thank you, Elena. It was the last reporter speech of the expert for this session. Yes, thank you very much. Our virtual applause to all the speakers.